Yo, what is up, boyos?
Hello, boyos.
I just realized I don't have my microphone that goes into my phone here, so I have a feeling the audio is going to be complete dog shit on this, and I may have to re-record it. But if not, excuse the shit audio, you know what I'm saying? This is another car review. The intention was always to do more. I said this in my last car review. But you know, there hasn't been new movies. But finally, there's a new movie that just dropped, and I just saw it. Tenet. If you read the title, you know that's what I saw. Just FYI, I did not go to a movie theater to see this movie. I actually went to a drive-in theater. And let me tell you, seeing this movie of all movies at a drive-in, I would not recommend. I would not recommend it at all. And let me explain why. This movie is very obtuse. This movie is a lot. The entire theme, if you've seen the trailers, you know the movie's about time. You know, it jumps all over the place. I mean, roll the trailer, whatever, you know, do all that stuff.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Mike's bring me in.
You really want to know? He can communicate with the future.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa.
Well, I've seen too much.
Well, we'll try and keep up.
So you see Tenet is about time. And time manipulation, and I'm not going to spoil the movie here. That's not what I'm intending to do. Even if I wanted to, I probably wouldn't even spoil it correct, because this movie is confusing. I would say I need to see it again to fully grasp what's going on. I don't want to say why, but through half the movie you don't even fully understand what the fuck's going on. It gets there though. It gets there. You kind of get it at the end. But you know, it's almost like Chris Nolan takes pleasure in confusing the audience. It's like he just loves confusing the audience. I don't know if you guys ever saw Memento. I love Memento. I think it's a great movie, but honestly, it's confusing. It's a confusing movie. You have to watch it a few times to fully grasp what's going on. You know, on like the first viewings of this movie and Memento, like, you can kind of grasp what's going on, but you don't fully get it until you watch it again. So I need to watch it again. And like I said, I saw it at a drive-in, so everything was dark, dim. You know, the audio is coming from my car stereo. At one point, I had to turn the bass down because apparently my car stereo is just so bassy. I couldn't even make out some of the words. You know, ever since Chris Nolan did Bane, it's almost like he gets pleasure out of making audio just like impossible to understand. There's several scenes where people are just wearing masks and it's like hard to understand what they're saying. Obviously the visuals are incredible. I did notice some like weird editing going on in the movie, but it's kind of understandable when you see the movie and like the weird complexities that went into the editing of this movie. Like, there's some weird shit in this movie without a doubt. I will say, you know, it seems like Nolan really focused on, like, what's the theme, like, you know, the time manipulation of it all. How do we work this? You know, he probably spent a lot of time working out how time and space work in this universe. But in the process, he kind of forgot about one of the most important things of movies, which is character. And it just seems like a lot of the characters were the same character. They all kind of talked with the same cadence. They all kind of or very serious at one moment and then be jokey at another moment. All of the characters almost seem like the same character. Super weird choice, Nolan, gotta say. But you know what? It was good. It was good. I wouldn't blame anything on the acting either, because I thought the performances were incredible. The main actor, I forget his name off the top of my head. I forget his name. The whole idea of the car review, by the way, is I see the movie, then I go to my car, which I was already in it to begin with. But I go to my car and I just record my review off the top of my head. So that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, the main actor was great. You know, I can't even remember his name in the movie. Come to think of it, I can't even remember the dude's name. He was good, though. He was great. I thought he was super good. Also, Robert Pattinson is in this movie. We finally get to see him in a big blockbuster movie before Batman. If you can really consider this a big blockbuster movie now. I mean, the only way I could see it was at a fucking drive-in theater, so who knows. This movie that should make like $150 million opening weekend is probably going to make like $30 million. Pretty nuts. But, yeah, Robert Pattinson was in it. I thought he was very good. He really brought life to the screen. If you remember him as Sparkly Boy from Twilight, which, let's be honest, those movies get too much hate. Let's stop the hate for Twilight. They're not good, but it was like 10 years ago, guys. Just let it go. Twilight's over, man. He was really, really good. Every time he was on screen, I was pulled to him. I wanted to watch more. Makes me even more excited for Batman, if I'm being honest with you. Thought he was great. The big bad, Rusev, I think is his name. I'm sure that's not it, but I can't fucking remember, dude. You know, he was really good as a performance, but the character left a lot to be desired. He was just kind of your typical bad guy. You know, no real spoilers, but, you know, he's kind of your typical bad guy when you really break it down. He really is. You know, I think, like, Nolan thinks he's being clever with this movie, but really it's like, you just made a Batman villain. You just made a Batman villain, dude. Your movie's not that clever. It is clever, though. I mean, maybe I'm talking too much shit. I liked it, you know. I did. But, you know, it's, I don't know. It left a lot to be desired on the character front, the plot front. The thing that's very interesting about it is the time and the space and the manipulation and really cool visuals of things exploding and then on-exploding, and, you know, all of that's really neat. I liked all that, but, man, where's the character? You know? I didn't care about any of these characters. The music was great. I know he got someone else besides Hans Zimmer to do the... if it looks like I'm looking off, it's because my phone's weird. Like, my lens is here, but I'm, like, looking at my face over here. Sorry. Yeah, no Hans Zimmer, but the music was very good. Very Hans Zimmer-esque as well. Check out the movie if you can. Don't go to theaters. Honestly, it's kind of fucked up that he's rolling it out this way. You know, I know Nolan was so gung-ho on getting this in theaters because he wanted people to watch it in theaters, because that's the only way to experience a Nolan movie is by seeing it in theaters. But I ended up watching it on this shitty screen at a drive-in. I would have had a better experience in my home, Nolan. Just charge me the premium, dude. Charge me the $35 or whatever the fuck Mulan's doing, you know? You know, the movie's a Warner Brothers movie. You could have done an HBO Max thing, and I would have, you know, gotten the full, more of a full experience on my TV than that shitty fucking screen I ended up watching it on. Why are you rolling this out in theaters, dude? There's a global pandemic. Are you fucking nuts? Are you fucking nuts, Nolan? I don't know, man. It was okay. Check it out. Listen. All these, like, amazing directors that I looked up to growing up, you know, like Quentin Tarantino, Chris Nolan, like these are like our Spielberg, you know, our Kubrick, right? their movies are just becoming more and more pretentious, and just like, Spielberg never got that way. He never got like pretentious about it. But to be fair, Nolan's been pretentious since the beginning, and so is Tarantino. But now they're just old fucks. That's my review of Tenet. I hope it wasn't too negative. I liked the movie. I'd give it like a B or whatever if I gave numbers or letters. I'm not really into that. Check it out if you can. Go to a drive-in, I guess, with your girlfriend. You guys are both going to be like confused until halfway through the movie anyway, but it's an experience for sure. I think that's why he wanted this to be in theaters, because honestly, when you're not in a theater, you kind of want to just turn it off until it hits that halfway point, because you're like, am I missing something? And then it kicks in, and it's like, well, you know, it's trying to be obtuse or whatever, but really, you're just withholding information from me, which it's supposed to put you in. I said I'd be done with the review, but here I go. You know, it's supposed to be like putting you in the protagonist's shoes, right? Because he doesn't really know what's going on either. But it just leaves you as a viewer like, what's happening? Why is this happening? It gets there and it explains it, but like for half the movie I was just like, I feel like I'm missing something, and then it kind of reveals itself. But like, thanks for watching. Bye.